What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
So today I learned that there are two Sandmans.
Oh, really? What do you
Yeah.
mean?
I thought this was gonna be our boy that is just fighting people as sand.
Oh, from Spider-Man?
Yeah, from Spider-Man.
No. This is a different Sandman.
This is the sleep
Yeah,
Sandman.
this is DC.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a
Comics.
dream, Sandman.
That's
Yeah,
right.
not Marvel. This is DC.
That's right, folks.
DC.
We got
there
the
are two Sandman. For some reason, guys, there are two Sandmans.
well.
Very
this
original.
This is the Sandman that has been long awaited.
Okay.
It is a comic book written by the great Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman responsible for quite a few popular.
American Gods, super good.
Yeah,
I read that.
well,
technically, I listened to it. Audiobook, baby.
Oh. But yeah, Neil Gaiman's a legend in the industry, and this is probably one of his biggest creations, if you will.
Really?
Huh. Yeah, and it's apparently he's been wanting to adapt this into a movie or TV series for a very long time. Now we're finally getting it. We got a trailer this weekend at Comic-Con, and it's coming out on Netflix on August 6th, I believe, is the date. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer and talk about it a little bit. All right, there it is. Trailer for the Sandman.
Looks pretty interesting. I mean, I lost this shit because I thought I was gonna be seeing the Sand Fighter guy, but I just looked up some pictures of, I guess, the graphic novel, and it looks fucking crazy. The art for this.
Dusty, have you ever read the Sandman?
No, not in any depth. I think I have one or two of the comics, but I don't. No, not in any depth. I'm somewhat familiar with the story, but not really. It's a weird one. Like Dream is the main character. It takes place in many realms. Hell, Asgard, like that. It mostly takes place in like the dream world where.
Yeah, this is a DC property, folks, and it does have some interconnectedness to the DC universe, namely John Constantine, who, for the purposes of this show, is Joanna Constantine.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a change to the character or like a relation or something like that. I had heard there was a little bit of controversy surrounding that. Obviously, there are nerds on the internet.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Every time it's a woman, it's controversy.
Yeah, everything has to be just white men, Marvin. Don't you understand?
Got it.
Otherwise, you know, you go woke, you go broke in this world, you know? But we got a pretty good cast here. We got Stephen Fry in this. We got David Thewlis, who was in several episodes of Big Mouth on Netflix, which is a great show, and he was hilarious in that. We got Patton Oswalt, the comedian, one of my favorite comedians. He's voicing a raven, Matthew the Raven. We got Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones. Tom Sturridge, Jenna Coleman. So we got some cast here. Now I got to say, again, I don't really know too much about the character or the books or anything like that. But just looking at this trailer here, this has like big CW vibes to me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
This looks like a CW show with like a much bigger budget for visuals. But the dialogue in this, at least in the trailer, some of it did not seem to really catch my interest.
Dan's a big CW hater. He hates everything they've ever done.
I do.
Which
I'm about right there with him.
Supernatural was good, so
I'm sure. Listen, I know
both of you if you don't like it.
I know they've made
that shit's too long.
I know they've made very popular shows. I know, like, you know, Smallville was very popular. I know Flash was very popular. Listen, I know Flash was good. People said Flash is good.
Yeah.
Supergirl apparently was good.
Yeah. The first season was pretty good. I got bored with it after about the third season, I want to say.
Why? Because it was a woman? No, I'm kidding.
No, just
I'm
wasn't.
just joking. I don't know. I've never given any of the shows a chance. It's just like the production value. They seem like very soap opera-y to me. I don't really like network shows. When I say network, I mean like the main ones: Fox, NBC, CW, all that
Right.
stuff. But this to me, looking at the trailer, it seems to have some CW vibes to me. Again, with a bigger budget. And I gotta say, the biggest red flag here for me is that this series is being co-written or co-created with Neil Gaiman, with David S. Goyer. Now,
What did he do?
I have a big bone to pick with David S. Goyer. David S. Goyer, he's a writer, Marvin. And he's written some really good movies. One really good movie. And that is he co-wrote Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. And he also later on went to do Dark Knight Rises. The Nolan trilogy of Batman movies.
Okay.
He co-wrote those. He also co-wrote Blade 2, which we mentioned the other day when we talked about Day Shift trailer.
Vampire movies, yeah.
Yep. And Blade 3, which Blade 3 is terrible. So he's got like a couple of good, his older stuff, Dark City. He's got some good stuff under his belt. But then I don't know what the fuck happened to this guy, but he went on to do shit like fucking Man of Steel, which I've talked about my problems with that. He did the Godzilla movie, not the good one. He's done fucking Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. He did the Krypton show, which was terrible. Terminator Dark Fate, which was terrible.
Did you watch the Krypton show?
I watched like the first episode and it was awful. He's also doing the Hellraiser reboot that I think Dusty and I talked about like amongst ourselves. But this guy, I don't know, hit or miss would be putting it. That would be generous. So back to Sandman. Sandman, listen, I'm sure the story is great. Again, Neil Gaiman, his credits speak for themselves. But I don't know. This isn't a show I'm really that excited for. Dusty?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give it a chance, but I give more things a chance than you do, so I don't automatically write things off.
I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it. I'm certainly going to watch it, but I'm not like, this isn't something I've been like fiending over. I know comic book fans have been like wanting this for years and years and years.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting how they do this if it does well, because as we've talked about, DCU or DCEU, whatever the fuck it's called, has not done so well.
Well, is
And
this
if this show can, no, I don't think it takes place in the universe. I think it's separate. But if this show can like get critical reviews or rave reviews, or if it actually is good, then it really shows that Warner Brothers needs to figure out what the fuck they're doing with their movies, because if they can make successful shows but not movies, then they seriously have a problem.
Right. I mean, you know, there have been other adaptations of Neil Gaiman's stuff. They did do the American Gods show. Not that
There was
great,
recently a Sandman audio cast, I want to say, where they just had voice actors like voice acting. I wouldn't call it what do you call it? Audio book? I don't know. It's not a book. It's not a podcast. It's just an audio cast of like acting, but it's just audio, and it apparently did pretty well.
His show Lucifer is on television. I think that is a CW show, or maybe that's on Fox.
Yes.
It's
No, I'm pretty
CW.
sure that's CW.
Yeah, it's one of the two. So I don't know. This has like the same vibes to me that you would see in like a network show like that. So I don't know if I'm going to be into it, but I'm going to give it a shot. Marvin, what are your thoughts here? I know you said you've liked American Gods, and
I did like American Gods. I don't know much about this Sandman, this DC mystery Sandman guy. But I'll give it a shot. The trailer looks okay. I think it does look interesting, and looking at the artwork of the graphic novel makes me more intrigued just based on the aesthetics there. So I think I could probably enjoy this.
Okay.
And for anybody that's upset about it not being John Constantine and them making it Joanna Constantine, you can blame a man for that. Because as we talked about previously, J.J. Abrams has the rights and refused to share it, so they couldn't cast John Constantine. So it is
Fucking
a man's
JJ.
fault that they had to use a woman instead of John Constantine.
You see,
And I know Keanu Reeves has said that he'd be willing to do another Constantine, and that he even wants to do
100%.
another
That
Constantine
would be
movie.
great.
That movie's awesome
Hell yeah.
for like old
Yep,
school
it
comic
is.
book movies.
Underrated.
It's a
Yeah.
good one. And
You've seen it, Marvin?
I've seen it. Yeah,
Oh, okay, good.
and
it's a
honestly,
good one.
about a year ago, I watched the movie over again because it had been a while since I'd seen it, and then I was on like a Constantine kick, and I watched the show, which was only one season before it got canceled. And honestly, the show wasn't too bad. It was not. It was
No,
actually
I love
pretty
the
good.
show. Yeah, it was good too. Yep.
Yeah, and it sucks because that ended with the first season ended with like a cliffhanger for a potential second season, but wasn't to be.
Even some
unfortunately.
of the DC animated Constantine movies are pretty good. Like they trap him in the house, and his family gets murdered in front of him over and over and over again. And it's
Right.
like there's some good animated movies.
Let's
DC has always done well with animated movies.
yes, not so much with actual movies, but
Live action, they suck.
let's give Sandman a little bit of love here, Marvin. So just so you know, Sandman is actually one of the first. I'm reading right here. One of the first few graphic novels ever to be on the New York Times bestseller list, along with Mouse, Watchmen, and The Dark Knight Returns. It was also one of 5 graphic novels to make Entertainment Weekly's 100 Best Reads from 1983 to 2008, ranking at number 46.
Wow.
And somebody, Norman Mailer, don't know who this guy is. I'm sure he's like some famous novelist. Yep, he's a famous novelist. Norman Mailer said that he described Sandman as a comic strip for intellectuals.
Yes.
Okay. So
it goes deep.
There's our Sandman trailer. Seems to be some high fantasy involved. Maybe some paranormal stuff. I'm willing to give it a shot. Folks, let us know.
Well, maybe. It's definitely paranormal.
Yeah. Let us know, folks, what you think about the upcoming Sandman. It drops in just a couple of days. We're recording this on the 26th of July, so be sure to check out our Twitter so you get notified when we drop our review of Sandman. In fact, hit the subscribe button right here, right now, if you're watching this video, and the bell button to be notified, and also follow us on our website, harshlanguage.tv, for all things us. Catch you in the next one, folks.
See ya.
Costa.